Hello, Militia. This is Parsival. I'm going to do a series on FxBlue's Trading Simulator version 3. Get ready to get armed with knowledge. I'm about to put another weapon into your arsenal right after the intro. Hey, Forex Militia. Alright, really quick. I am first going to let the instruction book read by Anna, and what's going to happen after that is I will go to the charts to display exactly what she explains. So let's get to that right now.
MT4 Trading Simulator. 2. Installing the Trading Simulator. 2.1 Installing the simulator. You install the Trading Simulator by running its setup program. This will list all the copies of MT4 on your computer, and you simply click on the ones where you want to install the simulator. If any copies of MT4 are not shown, you can add them to the list using the Find MT4 button. You will need to restart any copies of MT4 which are already running. MT4's navigator list does not update until the software is restarted. 2.2 MT4 Settings. In order to use the Trading Simulator, you need to turn on Allow DLL Imports. Click on Tools/Options in MT4, and then change the settings on the Expert Advisors tab as follows.
Okay, so for this part of the instructional of how to basically use FxBlue's Trading Simulator, I'm going to start off with, section by section. I'll give my input on what they're basically talking about. Okay, so here it is. That part basically was talking about this. You go into Tools, you go into Options, and you have all the tabs. You go to Expert Advisors because that is what the Trading Simulator is. It's an expert advisor, and then you click this on. You see I already have it clicked on, and this will, you can, as it says, allow DLL imports, potentially dangerous, but this is potentially dangerous, enable only for trusted applications. So I verify that the Trading Simulator from FxBlue is not a dangerous program. Disclaimer: trade with this at your own risk, because I don't want anybody suing me. All right, on to the next instructional.
2.3 FxBlue Account. You need an account with FxBlue in order to use the Trading Simulator. You can create accounts for free at http://www.fxblue.com/live http://www.fxblue.com/live. The Trading Simulator can publish its results to the FxBlue website for further analysis. If you already use FxBlue to publish your live trading results, you may want to create a second account for use with the simulator, so that publication of the simulated results does not overwrite your live results. Page 5 of 24. MT4 Trading Simulator. 3. Running the Trading Simulator. 3.1 Starting the simulator. You start the Trading Simulator by running a backtest in MT4 of the FxBlue Trading Simulator Expert Advisor. Open the MT4 Strategy Tester by choosing Strategy Tester from the View menu, or by pressing Ctrl+R. Choose FxBlue Trading Simulator V3 from the Expert Advisor list. Choose the symbol which you want to practice on from the symbol list. Choose the chart timeframe which you want to practice on from the period list. Choose the date range which you want to practice on by clicking the Use Date box, and then choosing the start and end dates. Turn on the visual mode setting. Click on the Start button. For example, you can also control the size of the simulated account, which you are trading by clicking on the Expert Properties button and changing the initial deposit value on the Testing tab. Once you click on Start, MT4 will collect the historic data for your chosen dates, and then load the trading simulator. The simulation will then pause so that you can add indicators to the chart before continuing. The first time that you use the simulator, you will need to enter your FxBlue username and password. These details are then remembered for reuse in future. Page 6 of 24. MT4 Trading Simulator. When you are ready, you can start the simulation using the button in the MT4 Strategy Tester, or the equivalent button in the simulator itself. For any problems in running the simulator, please see the troubleshooting notes below.
Okay, for this part of the instructional, we're going to be talking about basically how to set it up or get it started, right? Alright, so it's an expert advisor. So wait, let me go there first. It's an expert advisor. So basically you are going to go to the expert advisors, right? You see it's here, but within the strategy testers pretty much the magnifying glass over charts right up here on the MT4. You're going to go into there and you're going to choose that. All right, okay, that. You're going to choose the currency that you basically want to trade on. I always use the pound because of the volatility that it actually brings and the price movement. And then something that it doesn't say in the instructional, in the PDF, is which model that you basically want to use. Okay, now there's three models of how the price action will print on your screen. There is every tick. There are the control points, which I'm not exactly sure how that works. And then this I do understand, open prices. So instead of most trading strategies basically have on closing candles. So this will basically make most strategy testing a bit faster because it goes, instead of by every tick, which is a longer process, it basically goes candle by candle, the opening prices of each candle. Okay, so this is basically the fastest one if you ever wanted to test an EA. It's not as accurate, but it's a faster way to test an EA. So I'm going to pick by every tick because I want to trade based on the total price action. One thing about this over here is if you try to test a strategy using the open prices with the trading simulator, you will sometimes miss entries, miss candles. You can see this for yourself. I would suggest that you check it out for yourself so you can understand what I'm saying. But with every tick, you can basically catch a candle, enter candle, and as soon as a candle finishes, you can enter. So this is the best choice. All right. This here, it'll talk about this later. I'll just go over this in short. This is the initial deposit amount. You can choose from this list all the way up to, what is that, 50,000. The denomination, which side of the trade that you want to be, either long, short, or long and short, which we want long and short. And this is the optimization parameter. This is basically just because this is an expert advisor, and an expert advisor usually has an optimization choice. option that's there. So I don't really use this. I don't actually know how to use this, but you should just leave it on balance. The inputs here, they basically are, it's gone over later within the PDF, the instructional. I'll go over that at the appropriate time. And then this is the optimization once again. All right, so coming back down, it says that you should pick your time frame. I'm on the 1 hour because I'm testing a strategy that is called the David pivot right now. So that's 1 hour. And then the spread that you are trading on the currency that you're basically trading. I put 3. You can use current. Current will actually fluctuate, I believe, based on whatever the spread is at the time, the live spread of the currency at the time when you're testing. So of course we all know that spread will fluctuate. It'll narrow and it'll widen. So be careful about using this one, because if you use it from 5 to 6, you'll get the wide spread and you won't get a usually a very appropriate excuse me, an appropriate result from your EA. Okay, so I put mine on 3. All right, now it says to use, of course, a time and date, and here you have it. You can, if you've ever used the strategy tester before, you can go to dates all the way back to the 70s. Yeah, all the way back. Yeah, to 19, of course, 1900. All right, when there were no such thing as computers back then. But we are going to 2012. Let's see, and so we're going to April 1st. So there you go. You turn this on, and this right here is very important. To actually use the strategy tester, you have to put on visual mode so you can see the chart as the price action is printing. Here is your slider. This is the slider, the speed slider, going from 31 to 32. Your pause, you can pause here, or you can pause. Let me go ahead and just bring this up. You can pause in here also. It's loading up, it's loading up, it's loading up. See, okay, you can pause here too. Okay, where's the pause? I think it's in here. There it is. There you go. You see, pause simulation. You can pause it right there too. Okay, I had to remember that. All right, so, yep. Let's go on to basically the next. And of course, this is the stop start over here. When you basically, as you saw, I just pressed the start, and now the simulation is basically running right now. One of the other things is I already put in my username and password. It says in the first part of this instructional that you should put that in. First, of course, you have to register with FxBlue first to have your account, and then you put in your account information, and then you're already registered. Okay? All right, on to the next section of this instructional.
Below. 3.2 Adding indicators to the chart. You can add indicators to the simulated chart at any point, in the usual MT4 ways. Double-click on an indicator in the MT4 Navigator, or drag an indicator from the Navigator onto the chart, or use the Indicators button on the MT4 toolbar. If you use multi-time frame indicators, please see the note below. 3.3 Controlling the speed of the simulator. The main way of controlling the speed of the simulator is to use the slider next to the visual mode box, which has values from 1 to 32. Once the simulator is running, you can also change the slider using keyboard shortcuts. The effect of the slider depends on how powerful your computer is, how many indicators you add to the simulator, how many ticks there are in each simulated bar, whether you are creating extra offline charts, etc. As a general rule, value 32 on the slider will be very, very fast. Values 28 to 31 will be between 10 and 20 times faster than real life, e.g. an M15 bar is simulated in 1 minute. Page 7 of 24. MT4 Trading Simulator. Values 20 to 27 will be between 2 and 5 times faster than real life. Values below 10 will be approximately real life speed, i.e. each M15 bar takes 15 minutes. You can experiment with the slider to find the best combination for your computer and how quickly you want the simulation to run. You can also control the speed of the simulation further using the EA's speed factor property. You set this by clicking on the Expert Properties button in the Strategy Tester, and then altering the Value property on the Inputs tab. The speed factor parameter slows down the simulation. The larger the value, the slower the simulation. For example, you can create a simulation speed between values 31 and 32 on the MT4 slider by setting the slider to 32, and then adjusting speed factor to a non-zero value.
Okay, this part of the PDF, the instruction manual, basically is just talking about what I gave a little look-see into. This part right here, the speed factor. This I'm not too sure about exactly what this means, speed factor, tick count, but this I do know. And at 0, this is the fastest. You can go as high as you want, and I believe the values go all the way up to 32 or something to that effect. But at 0, this is going the fastest. The higher that you get with this speed factor, the slower, okay, the slower this program, this price action will actually move, which it's opposite from the way how the slider works. So at 0, the speed factor is the fastest. The higher that you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the slower the slider will actually affect the speed of the price action on the chart. Okay, let's move on to the next section.
3.4 Pausing the simulator automatically. You can make the simulator pause after an S/L or T/P is hit, so that you can inspect the history of the trade before continuing. You turn on this option by clicking on the Expert Properties button in the Strategy Tester, and then altering the Value property for Pause Tester on the Inputs tab. The Pause Tester setting has 5 options. No pausing. Pause when S/L or T/P is hit. The simulation will pause each time that a trade is closed at its S/L or T/P. Pause after all trade closes. The simulation will pause each time that a trade closes for any reason, including trades which you close manually. This option will also pause if a pending order expires without being filled. Pause at the start of each bar. The simulation will pause at the start of each and every new bar. With this option, you may want to set the Strategy Tester to its maximum speed. You then decide at the start of each bar whether to place a trade, and resume the simulation, as a way of skipping to the start of the next bar. Pause at the start of each bar, and also at each trade close. This is a combination of the 2 options above. The simulation pauses at the start of each bar, and also at any trade closes in the middle of bars.
Okay, so now with this right here, what that is talking about is this right here, the the pause tester option in the expert properties. All right. Going down here, as you can see, there are options that says, well, pause when S and L and T or T and P is hit, pause after all trade closes, pause at start of each bar, and pause at bar start or trade close. So those are the options. All right, just to show you where it's at, it's right here. All right, let's move on to the next part.
Page 8 of 24. MT4 Trading Simulator. 4. Placing trades using the Trading Simulator. 4.1 Placing buy-sell orders. Once the simulation is running, you can place buy and sell orders using the large green and red buy and sell buttons. MT4 will show dotted horizontal lines for each order and also draw markers showing where orders were opened and closed. The status indicator at the top of the simulator will show your current net position, e.g. plus 0.10 if you are long 0.1 lots, or minus 0.10 if you are short 0.1 lots. You can control the lot size on new orders and set a stop loss, take profit, or trailing stop using the fields above the buy and sell buttons. You can also open calculators for each of these fields by holding down the control key while clicking on them. For example, if you are trading 0.25 lots and you want a stop loss, which is equivalent to $100, then you can control plus click on the S/L field and tell the calculator to work out the number of pips, which is equivalent to a fixed cash risk of $100.
Okay, so this part of the PDF instructional manual basically is talking about this here. Okay, so I've already placed a trade here, okay? So I'm going to now, let's just slow that down a little bit. I'm going to now show you exactly what it's talking about. I am pressing the control key right now, and what it would do is when I click on this field, this is the stop loss field, it will bring up this window, a calculator, basically a stop loss calculation. Now you can put a fixed amount, a fixed dollar amount. Let's just say you want to risk, let's say $200. You'll see the calculation right here, right? Cash risk, pip value per lot, right? And since I'm trading just this amount, 0.10, so this is probably like $1, right? Volume 0.10, so it's trade pip value is $1, right? Like I said, and you can basically risk 200 pips. And here is the set stop loss button. Okay, so that's for that. Now, if instead I wanted to put a percent of equity, and some people do, right? You can put 1%, which then, as you can see, this whole calculator changes, and then this becomes 100 pips, or 2%, and this becomes basically $200. All right. This percent of balance, percentage, right? This is percentage of, now this is the difference. Percentage of equity. Since I already took this trade, the equity that is basically within this account is changing. So this is what is available after you've placed trades. But this is the balance. As you can see here, the total balance is $10,000. But here, the equity that is within the account, you see it's at $9,997.50. So this is the available equity that is within the account. This is the total balance. Okay, that's why I got this right here, $199.99. But if I put this here, right, 1%, and then of course 2%, and that's of the balance. Okay, so this is the equity. That's something that's the small difference. So some people trade with the available equity that's basically in the account after they've already placed trades, and then some people just go straight from the balance. I usually just, when I'm trading my normal system, I'm trading straight from the balance. I want that 1 or 2%, depending on the strategy that I'm basically trading. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go with 1% of the account on this trade, and let's just see what happens, right? So there you go. It's here, right? And then if I placed a trade, it would basically, okay, let's just put a sell. Let's sell something else. So there you go, and you see the stop loss. This is the indicator, or the marker. That's a good word for the stop loss on here. Let's put a take profit now. Press Control, hit the key. Let's see a fixed dollar amount. Let's do the same thing. Let's go 1%. There you go, 100, and place a take profit. And the take profit is, it didn't show. Oh, I'm sorry. It showed up in there. Okay, so that's basically the idea of how to basically use the calculator that is within the control box. You can do that also with this, and I believe you can do that also with the lots also, right? As you can see, the same thing. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the instruction of the PDF.
4.2 Placing pending orders. You can place pending orders, limits and stops by clicking on the button. You can choose the order type and entry price, stop loss, take profit, etc. The entry price for pending orders can be defined either as a fixed price, e.g. 1.23456, or as a number of pips. For example, if you choose a buy limit and enter a value of 20 pips rather than a price, then the limit order is created 20 pips below the current price. 4.2.1 Placing pending orders from the chart. You can also create pending orders from the chart. If you hold down the Control key while clicking on the chart, a small window will pop up letting you create a pending order at the selected price. If the price you click on is above the current price, then you can create a buy stop or a sell limit. If the selected price is below the current price, then you can create a buy limit or a sell stop. You can turn on MT4's crosshairs using the button on MT4's toolbar to show the exact price which you are selecting.
Okay, so with that part of the instructional, that basically is saying, once again, Control key plus a chart click basically sets up a pending an order. You can set up a pending order. So I'm pressing the Control key, and then with that you get this window, right? Opening and pending orders. So you can, with an open order, you can set a stop loss using this, or a take profit right at the spot that you clicked on with the mouse or the crosshairs or whatever that you want to use to basically indicate the position where you want to place your order. And then here, for a new order, you can place a buy limit down here, or a buy stop, which basically is if you think that this is basically going to sell off, you put the sell stop. If you think it's going to basically pull back and then continue a continuation, then you put the buy limit. Right up here, if you do it up here, Control plus click on the chart, right? Then you get the buy stop because you think it's going to continue going higher, and the sell limit if you think it's going to basically rally and then decline or fall. And setting the stop loss and the take profit on open or pending orders, right? Okay. So there's something else that I did want to show you. I don't think the book actually goes over this, but let's start with this. If you just click on the position, the lot size part right here, you know what? In the next one, I use Epic Pen to basically circle this, but I'm going to probably try to zoom in on this. But yeah, just click on this here, and you will get a little window that slides in, and you can basically close all positions. You can close all open positions, close all winners, close all losers. You can reverse everything, or you can hedge just by clicking on this right here, the net volume for open orders. There you go. That's what it says. There's also a cogwheel right here that actually you can click on, and you get a little menu that pops up, and you can that happens. Okay, so what just happened was sometimes the with that's something that I did have to warn you about. Sometimes when you basically try to bring up the account info window while the trading simulator is trading, it will crash MT4. It will just basically close. So that's something that you definitely have to be aware of. That was something that I did want to basically warn you about. So here I go, I'm bringing it back up. And so with that, I think I'm going to just end this video. It's a long video, and if I have anything else, it'll be after this part of the video that I want, if I need to basically just add in anything. But for now, knowledge is power. Be power hungry, power to the people. Possible signing out.